So you might be thinking, what's coming up in the year ahead? You might be thinking to yourself, has the year that's just gone actually been any good? And this is really important. Whether you're at the end of the year, about to go into a new year, or whether you're halfway into the middle of the year and you're actually trying to get an idea as to what is ahead of you. Do you have a really clear goal ahead? How can you create the next best business that's going to be absolutely amazing in the next 12 months? And how can we learn from everything that's just happened in the 12 months previously as well? That's what we're going to cover in this episode. I promised you in this episode, Josh and I are going to take you through what we take our clients through in an annual planning intensive. And this is really important because if you don't do this, and because I didn't do this for so long, you miss out on a lot of lessons and you don't get absolutely crystal clear in what you need to do in the 12 months so that you can be earning the money that you want, doing the work that you love, and being able to have the impact with the work that you love as well. So, Josh, let's go through this. The way that we start every single meeting inside of the cartel is actually wins. What are the wins right now? So for us to be able to, hey, what are the wins in the last 12 months? What are your wins for the last 12 months?
Dude, you got to be able to look at the full picture because a lot of times when you look at what happened this year and what's going to happen next year, we only look at the problems. And I know for myself, I'm extremely hard on myself. A lot of high achievers will claim that's a good thing. I think it's also a great way to make yourself miserable. So maybe let's reflect on what has gone well. Let's break it down into the couple aspects of your business. Marketing, sales, delivery of coaching, what we call attract, convert, deliver. I guarantee you did something well in your marketing processes this year. Did you put yourself in front of the camera for the first time ever? If you have in this past 12 months, that is a big deal. We've struggled at the beginning. We're like, oh, I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm nervous. I'm scared. Is anyone going to listen? I look stupid. I sound like SpongeBob. Sales. Did you close your first couple deals this year? Or did you learn more about the sales process? That's really important because if you can't sell, you're not going to have a coaching program with clients inside of it and delivery of coaching. Did you set up your program? And maybe even delivery as a coach just means you thought about getting started this year and you're ready to do something. That's amazing. So when I look at wins, what did you do well within each aspect of your business? Marketing, sales, delivery of coaching.
All right. He's going to be good cop. I'm going to be bad cop because the next after the wins is what didn't work. And this is really important that you get really clear with yourself. You have self-awareness, and to be perfectly honest as well, you actually have something objectively to look at. Do you know your numbers? Do you know how many leads came in? Do you know how many sales you made? How many sales conversations you're on? How much money you made each month, all up? All of these things are really key and important. So if you don't know your numbers, well, that's one thing you need to learn. Go back and make sure that we actually have a reporting system, a tracking system, so that you know what's going on. But we need to know right now what didn't work. And again, let's break it down into the three things: attract, convert, deliver. Did you get enough leads? Did that happen? Did you sign on the amount of clients that you wanted to? Did that happen? And did you actually get your clients the results, and did they stay on board with you as well? Because that is really key and critical, because if you know what things to be able to learn from those three, then we can start going into the next section. So we've just talked about a bit of a review process. Now let's actually talk about setting some targets for us to be able to hit in the next 12 months to come. And we're going to break this into 4 sections. We're going to talk attract, convert, deliver. And usually we talk about scale, like scaling the business. I think we're going to slightly change it for this one. We're going to talk about self. How do you level up yourself so that you become the person that you need to be, so that you can do the things that you need to do to live the life that you ultimately want to be? So let's break this down into the first part of targets. And what do you think that should be when it comes to marketing?
I think we need to actually start with the end in mind. Let's actually say, how many coaching clients do you want to work with? Let's work backwards. Coaches love when I set it up when we work backwards.
Let's even go backward. How much money do you want to earn to start off with? So money is an easy scoreboard that we can all look up and point at when it comes to business as well. So let's start with money. How much money do you want to be earning in the next 12 months? And break that down. I think we always like to work on what's the monthly figure that you want to be able to earn. So let's just say, for example, that you want to be able to earn $100,000 next year. Whatever number it is. Screw it. Let's make it $1 million. You want to earn $1 million in the next year. Amazing. So let's actually put some pen to paper and actually let's get a plan to make that happen for you as well. So let's go into this.
Yeah, so on a monthly basis, obviously take your annual income number that you want, divide it by 12 months in a year. Now, before we do any more math, that's about as much math that the meatheads Chris and Josh are going to do today before we pull out the calculator apps on our phone. Yeah, so $1 million divided by 12 is 83,333. $83,333. I've done the math on that quite a bit because I remember doing the math on 100K for the first time, and I was like, all right, 8333. Now we just add another 3 to it. So then once we know our end goal with money, we essentially now know how many coaching clients we want to work with, because now we have to determine, if you haven't already, how much is our coaching program going to cost on a monthly basis. So a lot of coaches are working somewhere in that $200 to $500 per month range. That's the general suggestion that we have. 3 to 6 month commitment for every coaching program. So you're not working with the 7-day booty blaster program people. I want to work with people that are thinking long-term. So you look at the average lifespan of the customer for one sign-up, we'll call it. If you run a 3 to 6 month program, 200 to 500 per month, you're somewhere in that 1 to 2 grand per month range, basically right off the bat. Now it's like, all right, we got to reverse engineer. How do we get to 83,333? Every coaching client, maybe it was worth $2K to you. Now we're at about 40 coaching clients. So that also shows us how many sales do we have to make? Because you obviously don't get a client if you don't make the sale. So now, maybe if you talk about marketing, because marketing is your forte and I've learned so much from you about marketing, if we know the end goal and we know how many sales we have to make, how do we reverse engineer what has to happen in marketing to fund the sales and coaching?
So let's keep this super simple, especially the math, because I don't have a calculator on my hands right now, so I'm going to make this up as you and I and Josh, we all go together with this. So let's say I want to earn X amount of dollars. We've said it's the $1 million mark for the year. Okay, great. Now what we need to be able to then figure out is one step, how many clients do you need on board? So you need to actually know with that number, how much are you charging per client? So then if you know that number, you know how many clients do you need to actually be on board. Amazing. How many then, take one step further down the pipeline, how many sales do you need to make from now to get to those amount of clients? Amazing. Take one step down. How many sales conversations do you then need to make? Because you're not going to sign on 100% of people that get onto those calls. Take one step down. How many people need to apply to talk to you? So how many people need to apply to have a conversation with you so that you can have the conversation, so that you can have the sales, so that you can have the clients, so that you can have the money? And then going further back down, how many leads do you need coming in that then turn into an application? So I'm going to make this, I've been nothing but thinking about sales pipelines for clients for quite some time right now. So if we work from the bottom on the way up, okay, what we typically want to see is we want to see a 10% conversion from how many opt-ins, how many leads are coming in to then booking in a call with you. Okay, then from someone booking a call with you, we want to see between a 60 to 80% show up rate for them actually getting onto a call with you. From there, we want a 60 to 80% conversion rate from them getting onto a second call, because we use a kind of a two-step process. One, we just want to qualify someone, make sure, can we actually help you? Can I actually give you what you're looking for? Are you the type of person that I want to work with to start off with? And then we can go into a conversation as like, hey, this is what I do. This is how we do it. Do you want to come on board? Can I answer any questions? And then you want to be able to have an 80% closing rate on that final call for them to be able to come on board. So this is literally how we're reverse engineering the marketing side of it. So that's attract right now. We've also talked that into convert. So this is where we kind of mesh things together. We call that acquisition, right? Acquisition is like marketing, sales, having a baby, I'm getting clients. That's what we're going to be doing day in, day out for you, okay? Cool. Next, what we need to be able to talk about is the delivery side of things. So what do you, okay, this is so important. Please just take this one thing, because I feel like I've been, especially in the last week right now, doing nothing but thinking about this. One of the most important things is your coaching program actually good? No, for real. And I'm putting a pause there, silence, so that you can think about this. Is your coaching program actually good? Or are you kind of like a me too, like everyone else out there, right? Because let's be perfectly honest, there are more online trainers than you can poke a stick at right now that are your competition. So how do you separate yourself from your competition? I think we should ask someone that's coached over 15,200 people. This dude over here. So Josh, when it comes to actually delivery, what do we do?
Yeah, so here's the thing, guys. If you try to be, sound, and act like everyone else, you're going to be caught up in just the sea of all of the coaches. People have to perceive that what you do is different or better. So you can either be super different and come out of left field and come out with this crazy cool coaching program. You know, reminds me a lot like CrossFit a decade or two ago, that came out with something totally different. People were like, what even is this? And the differentiation was so intriguing, right? So you can be different or you can be better. and you can just flat out get people better results. One of the ways that I back into getting people better results than other coaches, a couple things that I think about, and we just actually did kind of like a day in the life video of what it's like to be an online coach. I take you through exactly how to deliver online coaching. So I actually take you through how to set up the coaching program, which I'm not going to get nitty gritty on the details on that. Go watch that video. It's free. It's better than literally any business mastermind you could ever be a part of. I'll tell you this though. One thing that has been missing from people in the world the last couple of years particularly is a sense of community. And a lot of these people, when they're on their fitness journey and they're trying to eat well and train for the first time ever and build these habits and sleep and supplements, a lot of these people feel isolated and they feel alone. And you as the coach, if you can be there for them, it creates an experience that makes them really bought into the process, and it makes them never want to leave you because they realize you solved the problem that no one else has ever solved for them before. So I think having an aspect of community is wildly important. I think number two, the communication between you and the coaching client has to be dialed in day to day. I've said it, I've banged my head against the wall with 1,000 coaching consultations this year with coaches on how to set this stuff up. Day to day, have an app. Trainerize My PT Hub. At this point, I don't care. Just close your eyes, pick one, and roll with it. Don't overthink it, please, my God. Day to day, build out their coaching program, send it to them, have templates set up so you don't have to start from scratch every single time you onboard a coaching client. Day to day, have them ask their questions inside the messaging tab of that app. Week to week, use my weekly check-in sheet so you know objectively and subjectively how your clients are doing and how you can help them. Month to month, have your group coaching calls where you jump on with everyone and you do like a one-day event and you teach them the top 3 principles on XYZ topic and you get them excited and keep them excited. If you can have great communication and great community with your clients, I see a lot of coaches not doing that, which means there's opportunity in the market for you to be delivering that.
This guy's such a good coach. He went into the third part already. All right, so this is really good. So we've gone through the review. Now we're going to wrap up the actual target part. So the targets are what I'm specifically talking to. Do you have numbers that are your targets, that are your intentions, that you are going to work each and every day to get towards? So again, I took you through the actual sales pipeline from leads all the way to how many sales you have to be making to make the money that you want. What are those numbers? Like seriously, what are those numbers? And then with coaching, I need you to do, I think, 2 things which makes life easy. One, it's called a Net Promoter Score. So we use this inside of our businesses, which is really simple. Just Google NPS, Net Promoter Score, so that you can at least be sending this out to your clients once a month, so you can get some, what I call a pulse check. Can you do a pulse check and be like, are you happy? Is everything good? Can I do anything more for you? Because if you're doing that, then you can continually make sure that you're refining the process. The worst thing that can happen is you've done all this effort in acquisition, you're getting clients, the clients drop off, and then you're continually on this hamster wheel trying to get more clients. And I've got a feeling that you might have felt that before. So you need to make sure what are the numbers behind coaching. And I would say an NPS score, what is the average NPS score that you have coming through? And something else that we use, which is members not in green. Okay, so we track members in a traffic light systems, which is green, amber, red. Green, they're absolutely good to go. They're engaged. They're getting great results. Amber, maybe they're not so engaged, they're not getting the greatest results, something's a little bit funny, we need to do something to get them to green. And then red, they're not engaged, not getting results, we need to do something drastically to make sure that this client is going to be winning as well. Really easy process that you can be doing each and every week. Tops can take you 15 to 30 minutes, do you know what I mean? And that's if you're really slow by yourself and with not that many clients as well. So let's talk about the projects, okay? So we're gonna go backwards, delivery. Josh has already talked about the projects you need to do with delivery. Literally map that out, play by play. We'll link to the video as well that goes to it. And also there's a podcast episode for you to be able to listen to that as well. Projects wise for sales is, do you have the actual acquisition system set up? Do you actually have the set of steps? We call it an appointment engine. Do you have those set of steps engineered so that someone can book in a call with you, they're getting the right information before the call, you're able to conduct that call properly, you're asking the right questions, you're getting them signed on, you're taking payments, the onboarding process is really simple, those simple processes as well. Then when it comes to the actual marketing side of things, you need to think about what do you need to be doing. Really importantly, if you do not have one platform that is doing really good for you, then do not do anything else and just focus on the one platform. we've got a training put together that we call the Money Map. The Money Map, 4 simple steps, okay? And which is simply how are you actually going to get people to know you? How do you build a list with them and actually build a relationship with them? How do you get them signed on board and how do you follow up? So 4 simple things for you to be able to do. But do you have one platform? And I'm dead serious about this, one. And you've got to choose one. So is it going to be Facebook? Is it going to be Instagram? Is it going to be a podcast? Is it going to be YouTube? Is it going to be whatever else that's out there that's created? Just choose one and only do that until it's actually working properly for you. Until you've got great lead flow and it's converting on board, then you can start to take a step back to then be able to move them across to another platform that you can build, scale, and go through business there. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it's really about simplicity at the end of the day, guys. And I want to give you the perspective as not just the business coach now, but the former coach. I made things way more complicated than they had to be. I just exhausted myself trying things and not staying committed to them. And take his advice the first time so you don't have to come back around and him give you a kick in the butt. Have one great platform that you're on. By the way, they all work. I don't want to hear about, should I do a podcast or should I be organic or should I run ads or should I, as if it's one like magic trick bullet. Like they all work, but you've got to think about where's your market hanging out? What type of communication is actually authentic to you? Are you better writing? Are you better on video? Does the podcast idea just get you so excited it makes you want to just jump out of your seat and jump for joy? And then sales, 2-step sales call process. We've done a coaching session on how to sell 5 $1,800 coaching packages per week. And then delivery, I already told you what's up and we've done other videos on that. So it's all right there in front of your face. And that information right here, right now is actually free. So the information is there. Are you going to go do something with it?
Yeah, so I really think this is laid out from A to Z, what it is that you need to be able to do so that you can be crystal clear and confident.
Yeah.
And even, dare I say, having fun for you to be able to create a business that gives you the money that you want over the next 12 months. Like, challenge yourself. Do you have the cojones to be like, you know what? I'm going to step up. The next 12 months, I'm actually going to make this happen. I'm no longer going to be a victim. I'm no longer going to make other people get in my way. I'm no longer going to be the person that isn't achieving what it is that I want. I dare you to step up and say that. I would love you to see you. I'd love for you to be able to comment below and be like, yes, this was amazing. I'm fired up. I'm ready to rock and roll. And that would be absolutely epic. So if you've enjoyed this, then I'd love you to subscribe to the channel because I would never want you to miss out because it would be a huge bummer to miss out on these episodes that we've got coming up for you as well. And also what I'll do is I'll link below. If you do want to book in a strategy session to talk with Josh, myself, one of our team members to actually go through what are the exact set of steps that you need to go through to be able to have a very, very successful next 12 months, well, that's exactly what we do. And why do we do it? Because that's the easiest way we can actually show you that we can help you as well and that we can answer all of your questions. And from there, maybe best case scenario, we can help you implement it. Worst case scenario, you take the plan that's given to you and you run with it as well. So Josh, I appreciate you, my man. I appreciate you, and we'll see you in the next episode.